Hey everyone, today I am going to show you how to download the OBS Studio software and get everything ready to be able to do your very own Twitch stream. So let's get started with the software. First, you'll notice the page that I'm on, obsproject.com/download. Now, if you want to just do a search in Google, you can search for OBS download and you should be able to get here. Now, depending on what operating system you have, if you've got Windows, Apple, or Linux, these are the three options you would choose. I have a Windows, so I would select this. Now, you may have a 32-bit computer. You would have to check your computer properties to see if you have that, but most computers these days are 64. So you can go ahead and click the top download button. Now it will take you to this other screen, and I've already downloaded this, but it is giving me an option. You can see the little 2 there. You go ahead and click save. Now if you are using Chrome, it should show up down here. You can just click on that and follow the instructions to be able to get everything installed. Now, I already have this installed, so I'm going to go ahead and open OBS, but you can check a box at the very end to automatically open the OBS Studio. When you do, let's see, this is what you're going to have. You'll notice that you've got a bunch of different screens here. So I'm just going to move these out of the way real quick, just so you can see. I'm also going to go ahead and make this big. Let's go ahead and get that up there. Now, you'll notice these little windows that are popped out here. You can actually add these to your screen so that they always are part of your view system. So this is your stream information, which is where mine is already filled out because I already do streaming. So it recognizes my Twitch account and it pulls up all of the information that's already there. Or if you want to enter new information, then that will actually show up on your Twitch page. So you fill out everything, your category, your tags, and then you click update and that will show up on your Twitch. So I want to move this. Let's see, I'm looking for where the blue is, right here. So I like to keep mine on the side. I think it makes it a little bit easier to see. This is the chat. There we go. This is where your viewers would be able to talk with you back and forth, and you can actually use your voice and talk to them, and they can type things in the chat and see that here. Okay, so let's look at the bottom here. First, you can see this green thing going. That is my microphone. It automatically picked up because it's built into my system, but if you wanted to add another microphone, you can do that. Let's look here. First, it says scene. A scene is the configuration that you have set up for your view. So let's say I want to do a gaming stream where I want my viewers to see my screen. Then I might set up something called a gaming scene. But let's say that on some days I want to do a video of myself just chatting with everyone. Well, then that's when I might set up a video scene, and that way I can switch back and forth by just clicking on them rather than having to change my configurations every single time. So let's just start with the first scene. I'm going to rename this. So you just right click on it and click rename. And we're going to call this test scene. And here we're going to come over to our sources. The sources are basically any input that you have, say your video, your mic, your screens, anything that is input, this is where you're going to capture that. So let's click on the plus sign. First, we're going to do what's called a window capture, and you'll see you've got a lot of different options here. So the window capture, I've already set up a test page in a Word document. When you click on that, you can change the name of it. I'm going to call this Word document. And it should give you some options. Now, the window that it's pulling up right now is something I've got open called Snagit, and that's not what I want. So you click this drop-down box, and I'm going to find my test page for my Word. And that should automatically show up there. And you'll notice there's a red box around this. This is so you can resize. I'll show you that in a minute. You shouldn't have to select anything else. We can just click OK. But let's say we wanted this page to be smaller. You can actually resize just by grabbing the corners there. Now, let's say I want to add video to this. So let's click Add. We are going to add video capture, which is right above window capture. And I'm just going to leave this as video capture device. If you have more than one video, it will recognize those and you'll have a drop-down box. For me, I just have my HD webcam, so that should be coming up. It does not seem to be coming up. So we can, instead of the resolution, we can click Custom. And then you can select your resolution. Now, you shouldn't really have to do this. The automatic should actually work. I think that the problem that I'm having right now is because I am actually using my webcam to make this video. So it's not going to bring it up for me, but just to show you, it should pop up somewhere here. But what you can do is if for some reason it's not, you should be able to come right click on it, go to transform, and you can go to fit to screen. And now you can see this red block. I'm just going to hide this window, the Word document, real quick so you can see. So then you can resize it to whatever size you want. So my video would show up here if I were not doing this screencast. So let's bring the Word document back up, and you'll see that this is where it would show up. And you can actually see my mouse. Okay, so this is how you would do this. Like I said, your video will actually come up here and you'd be able to see your own face. And then of course you've got your test page in the background. Now if you open up the test page and you were doing work here, all of your viewers would see whatever you typed. So if I type not a test, more than one A, and then I go back. Now not a test is available. So your viewers can see whatever it is that you're doing on that screen capture. Okay, so this is how you set this up. Now one more thing, when you first open this, it is possible that you got something called the Auto Configuration Wizard. It should run automatically. This is a fantastic tool, but if you want to come to it later, you will go to Tools, Auto Configuration Wizard. You want to optimize for streaming, and I cannot do this right now because I am recording, but normally that's what the box you want checked. You just say use current unless you specifically know your resolution and your frames per second. That's what FPS is. Then I would not mess with any of these. Now, this is where you would actually set up your Twitch account. So it would say, would you like to connect to Twitch? And you would go ahead and say yes. And when you clicked on next, it would actually take you to a page that allowed you to either sign up or sign in if you already have a Twitch account. And then you can link it and it will stay linked forever until you disconnect the account. So now what it's doing is it's actually running a test that is checking my bandwidth. Now, bandwidth has to do with the your system settings and specs, and it also has to do with how fast your internet service is. So I have pretty fast internet service, but I am on a laptop, and sometimes laptops can be a little slower. So it may make a different recommendation than if I were running this on my desktop computer. So we'll see what it's going to come back with. It usually just runs a ping and it's going to give us some settings recommendations here. All right, so it's made some automatic recommendations and I'm going to go ahead and apply. Now, what you may need to do is you may need to close this and reopen, and everything will be back to normal. Okay, So that is how you set everything up for your stream. Have a great day.